Welcome back to TNT Unleashed, folks. Mrs. T and I went to go put this in the water. Well, I'm going to pull this out and show it to you in a second, but basically, first pull, the starter rope is in shreds. So let's get into this thing. I've never replaced a starter rope in a Mercury Outboard before, but first time for everything. It shouldn't be that difficult. Y'all stick around, we'll get into it. Well, folks, you know, I look at it this way. It's, I'm glad this happened right at the boat ramp. And I tell you why. You always got to look at the bright side of life. The wife and I, you know, we could have gotten, excuse the noise, we could have gotten halfway across the lake and that thing broke completely. That wouldn't have been any fun. I'm going to pull these spark plugs out so it's easy to pull over. And I'll pull the starter rope out to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, I pulled the spark plugs out. They actually look really good the first time I looked at them. See if I can ease this over. Please don't break. Please don't break. Look at that. First pull. And that's what I saw. I'm like, let's don't pull it anymore. So we took the trolling motor and just rode just a little bit, and it was fine. Nothing but a thing, y'all. So give me a second. Let me lift. This cover will just lift right off, and we'll go from there. So I slid the cover right off, and I put me a little slip knot right there. That'll keep it from going up inside there. Now I'm just going to snip this off. So this particular engine looks like 7/16 bolt there, or socket fits it. Anyway, another bolt here and one more on this other side. So just 3 bolts. That whole starter ought to lift off of there. Okay, 3 bolts out. There she blows. Let's go over to the other bench and we're going to take a look at this thing. Okay, I've looked at this thing. It's not like a lawnmower, folks. No doubt about it. What I'm going to do, since I do have the rope already in there, I'm going to pull this rope all the way to the end and then take my clamp and clamp to hold the tension on that spring. So, and this doggone spring, I'm telling you, is tough. Luckily, it did not completely unwind. I've pulled it as far as it will go right there. Let's see if I can get this clamp in here. Maybe. And that'll hold the tension on the spring for me. Let me bring in a little closer and I'll show you a little better about the routing of this thing. So apparently, and my pulley right there is a little loose. I'm going to tighten that up and fix that. But this spring rope comes in, goes around here, comes back all the way back around here to that point. So I'm about to take a pick tool and pull this rope through and see if we can get it routed back in there correctly. Y'all bear with me. This is my first time doing one of these. So with that loose, I started pulling on this string here, rope, whatever you want to call it. And I looked right here. There isn't even a doggone knot on this silly thing. How does that happen? I don't understand. So I'll feed that up in there a little bit. Let's see if we can pull this out. Can you guys see? That is crazy. There is one little tab sticking up right there. This is like doing surgery on that. What was that kid's toy we had? That was probably in the 70s, playing doctor something or another. I don't know what you call that. Oh, I hit the thing. I don't know. Let's see. Like I said, y'all bear with me. There's probably boat guys out there that are professionals at doing this, and they're going, oh my God, this guy's lost it. Look at there. There is a pin that goes through the rope. There's no knot. So, well, you know what? Now we know. It's just a little pin right there. Hope you can see that. since we own a lawnmower shop, I got multiple sizes of rope. This is the largest I carry. It's a number 5 from Rotary. They go, you don't have to worry about the 25, but 1303 is the number on it. That's the heaviest stuff I've got. So that's what I'm going to use. So let's see if we can get this thing out. We know this rope has got to go around. I've got to get this pin back into the new rope somehow. How, I don't know. But we're going to have to fish this thing out. And just fishing it around through. There we go. And there's our pin. We better save that. All right, now let's pull some off of here and see if I can get this doggone thing fingered back up through there like it's supposed to be. This should be very fun. That ought to be enough. And we're just going to fish it back down through there with needle nose, cute as always. Needle nose and pick tools and bend and shape. I bet a real boat mechanic is looking and going, boy, I know a better way to do it. And I am sure there is, because they do them every day. Now, if we were talking about a lawnmower, I'd be like, no problem. Y'all go over and check out Raley's small engines. I'll be dang. Just that quick, I got that fed through there. Raley's small engines is our other channel. Y'all go check it out if you haven't seen that before. I sort of know what I'm doing on that channel. Now, I probably ought to heat this up with a lighter, stiffen up this end. How about that? Ow, 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 ow. Stupid is, stupid does. So I put me a little hole. Let's see about how far they went right there. Looks like they heated this whole thing up, man. It is stiff. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing they did. Take this pick tool and see if I can get me a hole in there. And it's going. Hey, if you hadn't clicked that subscribe button yet and want to watch me do more stupid stuff, click that subscribe button. Maybe click that bell while you're there too. That'd really help us out. Give us a thumbs up. I don't know how I'm going to get that pin through there. I can't get the doggone pick through. This is rope for a lawn. Well, there we go. This is rope for a lawnmower, not for a boat motor. So, all right, let's see if I can get the pin out. This should be fun. Fun part's gonna be getting it back in that doggone hole that I can't even see. Come on. I just put the pick through it. See if I can stab myself in the finger. How do you supposed to do this, folks? Somebody please tell me. Maybe that guy over there at Danger Marine, y'all ever seen him? He actually knows what he's doing. I don't. Get in the rope. I'll be dipped. I got it. Unbelievable. See if I can actually get it kind of even. There we go. Looks pretty good. I'm going to tighten this up. Some lighter. Just because I felt the other one was done like this, that's what I'm going to do here. What's that look, about medium rare? That's what I thought. All right. Now, can I get this back in where it is supposed to be? Well, maybe. Well, look, what? Look. Golly. Unbelievable. All right, let's see if we can release this clamp now. I'm going to grab this rope. I know there's a lot of pressure on that. There it is. And I'm going to slowly let this go and roll and wrap and do its rewind thing. Tell me I got enough rope under here somewhere. What we don't want to do is overload our spool. See, it's getting pretty full right there. So I'm going to stop there. Let's check the length and see what I've got. There. Oh my goodness, yeah, it seems like a lot. We just don't want it where it's going to come off of this pulley here. That's about the end of our tension there. So that's fine. I'm going to just let it kind of relax there a minute. And since it's been sitting out, I got some old PB blaster. I'm going to squirt this bad boy down some. Lubricate. I mean, it is a 1980. This thing, that may be the doggone original rope. Who knows? Oh, I got my pretty new rope soaked in PB blaster. All right, not too bad. Y'all stick around a minute. I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. All right, so I'll scoop that over. Bring this over. You know, the rope gotta go through the cover, right? So this is original Mercury. How about that? That rope looks old enough, and it is a little boogered up there, but that's okay. I'm going to try to save it and use it anyway. I wonder if I can get this thing out of here. I watched a video, I forget who it was, and this thing is like some kind of a snake map in here. Get this rope in. Holy guacamole. Alright, so we're going to pull that out. What we're going to do, we're going to look at that real close, that routing. That's how you do it. So, if you're doing one of these, take a doggone picture. And then that way you'll know how it goes back. In my case, I'm doing it with a video. So, let me pull this rope out and I'm going to wire brush this out right quick. So, did I wire brush that out? No. I'm going to save this for whoever ends up with this machine so they can have the original with the Mercury. I didn't do it because that is all boogered up. It needs a new piece. But what I did, I went and got a, it's kind of like a Honda pull starter, rotary number 9065 there. So I'm going to use this for the pull handle, and whoever ends up with this boat motor will get this with it. I'll save it in case they want to fix it back up original. I don't know who painted that. Yeah, I do. I know exactly who painted it because he's my cousin. And anyway, but it would sure look nice if it was still black original. So I had a washer here somewhere. There it is. What I'm going to do, that's got a pretty big hole inside. Hope you can see it. I'm going to use a washer in there also, run the rope through, and that's the pull handle I'm going to use. So anyhow, we've got this is sucked back inside, and I want to make sure, so right about in here is where that's where it stops pulling. So, and my pulley is full. I'm going to probably come about right here. This is where I'm going to snip this off. And I'm going to cut it, and hopefully I don't screw up and let it go. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to do a slip knot in here so that it's easy for me to get out. And this will hold it in place because we've got to go through that top cover also. So there's my slip knot. Now I'm ready to go through this cover. So let's get this out of the way. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let's reinstall this back on the engine. And then I'll put the top cover up there. We'll pull the rope through. And then we'll put this on. So y'all stick around. We're getting right there. Well, T-Bone, my rope is broken. It's not wound up anymore. Stick around, I'll show you how to fix that. So some of you, your rope was completely broken. The spring wasn't still loaded like this one was. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what to do with that. All you do, load the rope into the pulley the same way I showed you, okay? Load that rope in there just like I showed you. And there are a bunch of different models of these machines. And if you see inside there are cogs right here, you'll load the rope in, and all you'll do, and if say your rope is loose, you can do the same thing. I'm going to reach right in here with a pick tool. I'm going to grab that rope. I'm going to pull it up. See it come up through there? And you're catching inside one of these cogs right here. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm going to wind this another round. And you just pull it all the way around. Pull your rope back out. That's it. It's that simple. Go around and around and around till your spring is tight. And that's it. Pretty simple. I'm going to pull this one back through, so there you go. That's all you'll do with a loose spring, and you'll go around and around and around and do it again. Yes, your fingers are going to hurt. That is a tough spring in there, but stick with it. Run it around. You'll get it straight.
remember to click that subscribe button. I'm going fishing. Where's my truck?